So hey everyone, welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Today I'm going to show you all how to get gold medal in all 5 trials of the Games of Summer event. So that's gold medals for days 1 to 5. I'm going to show you how to do that as easily as possible, because I know it can be a bit frustrating, and I'm going to be including loads of awesome tips, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss out on any important tips, and feel free to like the video if you find it useful, and subscribe if you want to come back for more Modern Warfare videos. But cheers guys, and let's get into it. So the Games of Summer event is the event which will be around for the next 5 or 6 days, and you'll have 5 different trials to complete, 1 each day for the first 5 days. We've now had all 5, so you have until the event is finished to complete them. I'll put a link to a playlist in the description, and I'll have a card on screen for a playlist for the other 5 trials if you want a more in-depth guide for each trial. I'll also have timestamps in the description for each trial, so use that if you need to. So I'm going to quickly explain the different trials, the rewards for them, and then I'm going to talk about the quickest strategy for each one. So the first day was the risky parkour, the second day was the gun course, the third day was the marksman challenge, the fourth day was Price's Alley, and day 5, which was yesterday at the time of recording, is the shooting range. Now each trial has a bronze, silver and gold medal, and each medal gives you a different reward. Obviously if you get yourself a gold medal, you'll get all the rewards below it too, and if you earn a gold medal in all 5 trials, you'll get the ultimate reward for the Games of Summer event, which is the Steeplechase blueprint for the Grau assault rifle. It looks pretty nice. I'm going to show you gameplay of that, and I'll show you how to get that assault rifle blueprint as easy as possible by completing all 5 trials at the gold level. So let's dive straight into it then. Now the first day was the risky parkour, and for this what you need to do is move through each checkpoint and finish the course as quickly as possible, so you need to be aware of the heavy toxic gas on low ground, and if you completed it within 55 seconds you'd bag yourself the bronze medal, which would give you the price on point sticker, and if you're able to complete it within 47 seconds you'd get the silver medal, which will get you the full sprint calling card, and then if you're able to do it under 40 seconds you get yourself the shot put handgun blueprint for the .50 GS pistol. Now I appreciate this first trial can be very frustrating and it can seem impossible, at least for some people, but I can assure you it is possible, and initially I was very slow and bad at it, and now I'm able to get gold in it. Obviously as you can see from the gameplay, I'll show you the gold run through. So I feel like this first one may be one of the hardest of all the 5 trials in my opinion, but if you follow my strategy and use my tips and you put a bit of time in for practicing, it is definitely possible, I can assure you that. Now you need to obviously avoid the gas, as every second in the gas means more seconds are added to your final time, but unfortunately unlike some of the other trials there's no way to compensate for that by doing well. So as far as I know there's no way to get a bonus reduction for time like if you were accurate or something like that as with some of the other trials. So unfortunately you've just got to make sure you don't step in the gas, because the time you see in the lower left hand corner is the final time. It can only get worse if you fall in the gas and they have to add penalty time at the end. So here's my tips. Make sure if you're jumping onto objects that are a little bit further away, make sure you do it with enough force to get up. So for example there's a high fence at the back part of the map on the first trial, and for other crates and stuff like that jumping across can be tricky, so make sure you push your character slightly back and then sprint forward while jumping onto the next object, and that way you'll build up momentum. So you'll see a bit, what I do is I push my character back a little bit and then make sure they lunge forward, and that will help to build up momentum, otherwise you may miss some of the jumps. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through the run through of how I did this gold trial in under 40 seconds. So the time will start once you get on top of the lorry roof. After this you want to jump onto the barn roof, then hop across to the hay bale. After this you're going to want to turn back round and jump onto the roof again, and then down onto the tractor, and then after this you want to go across onto the 2 crates, then the pile of crates that will step up onto the 2nd floor, then across the upstairs hay bales and jump across to the other side like I said without falling off, and then out onto the roof, sprint to your left onto the van roof. You want to reach this in under 20 seconds ideally, and then onto the side roof of the barn, down onto the outside hut, jump onto the high fence from the crate, down onto the 2nd tractor, and give yourself enough momentum to jump across to the hay bale. After this you want to climb onto the roof, jump or slide down onto the floor crate, and then give yourself enough momentum to jump across to the cages. After this quickly turn around, hop onto the pile of hay bales, jump across to the crates, and then after this give yourself enough force and momentum to jump onto the wooden wagon, and ideally do this without falling off. It's a little bit of a further jump, so you've got to be careful with it. And then onto the middle crate, and then after that you can quickly jump onto the final point, which is that tall stack of crates. If you do that in another 40 seconds you will get the gold medal, and if you follow these tips, follow that strategy and keep practicing at it, you will get it. If you want more tips, go and check out my video for that course. Okay, so on to day 2 then, the gun course. This is similar to the gun course from season 3 of Modern Warfare trials, but it's kind of in reverse. You go the other way around it. I suggest you follow the strategy I'm showing you here of how I pick off enemies, when and where, and how many I shoot and from what angle, etc. If you complete it within 1.5 minutes, you'll get the Games of Summer spray paint, which is basically the bronze medal. If you complete it within 1 minute, you'll get the basketball buzzer vehicle horn for the silver medal, and then if you complete it within 40 seconds, you'll get yourself the gold gold medal and hence also get the bullet race calling card. Now it sounds difficult, but I'm going to quickly show you how to get it. You need to obviously shoot all 40 targets in under 40 seconds. So basically the more accurate you are with your weapons by overlapping several targets in places to get more than one kill with a single bullet. If you do that several times, that will increase your accuracy. The higher the accuracy, the more bonus seconds are taken off at the end. So as a bonus, they'll take off seconds and make it even quicker. So you're actually allowed a few more seconds than what the time actually shows. And at the same time, you need to make sure not to shoot any for civilians, because every time you do it, it'll add about 5 seconds per civilian every time you shoot one. So learn where they are. If you're shooting any, make sure to note where they are and what you're doing wrong. And then obviously just make note of that so that you don't do it next time. Now I mentioned about being as accurate as you can. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is, well, I use the Fennec SMG and the Striker 45 SMG. I changed the fire mode of both those guns by pressing left on the D-pad, and this turns them both to one-shot weapons so that you can only shoot one bullet at a time. This increases the accuracy as you're spraying less bullets and you're wasting less bullets. Be sure to learn the gun course layout, so know where all the enemy targets are and where the civilians are, and make sure not to shoot any enemy targets which are in front of civilian ones, because that can be an annoying place where you lose time as well. Now if you're struggling on a particular section, definitely keep going over it to practice. Be aware of the time on the trial, but don't focus on it too much, as this can be a distraction. And like I say, learn what you do well from the course, learn what you need to improve on, keep practicing, follow this strategy, and you will definitely do it if you keep at it. So moving on to the third trial, the day 3 trial known as the Marksman challenge. This is basically 4 rounds of shooting still and moving targets. The more targets you shoot, the more points you get. You need to get 3,400 points to get the bronze medal, which will give you 45 minutes of double XP. If you get 3,900 points, you'll get the silver medal, which will give you a cup winner emblem. And if you get 4,400 points, you'll get the gold medal, which will give you the full sprint vehicle horn. The weapon you got for this is the HGR sniper, and you have a pistol. I believe it's the Renetti pistol. But like I said, 4 rounds of targets. Each round has targets further and further away. Shooting the red targets earns 100 points. Blue targets are rarer and they earn 200 points. Each wave lasts 25 seconds and there's 5 seconds in between to reload. And basically what you need to do is you need to shoot the targets as quickly as possible so that you have time left at the end of the wave. All of the time left you have at the end of the wave, when you've shot all the targets in that wave, that time will be converted, so it's multiplied by 10, and that will give you a number of points. So if you're 10 seconds quicker than the wave allows for, then that will give you 100 points extra. If you did this on average for all 4 waves, you'd earn 400 points as a bonus at the end of the mission, and that means you'll only need to get 4,000 points directly from shooting all the targets. So be as quick as you can, because the quicker you are, the more points you have as a bonus at the end of the trial. My quick tip would be to recommend shooting the blue targets first, as these are more difficult. They're not simple movement, they're sort of more jittery. They aim to be more unpredictable and they're more difficult to shoot at. So I'd recommend shooting these first as soon as the round starts, because that way you can take them off straight away and you can learn the points where these blue targets are so that you can shoot them before they start moving. So in the first wave, there's one on the right hand side. Aim above the blue-white paint border as shown on the side of the pillar next to the industrial sign on the wall, and shoot as soon as the targets pop up. On the second wave, on the left hand side, aim on the crack in the wall above the window on the second floor of the wooden building, and you can shoot it straight away as shown. In the third wave, there's one in the middle, outside, just right and up from the crack or line in the yellow ledge below the main window outside. And in the fourth wave, there's 2. There's one on the top ledge outside in the right house side, so you want to aim for where that palm tree is on the top ledge of the outside building. After that, there's another blue target in the same place as it was in wave 2, which is the second floor of the wooden building inside the warehouse on the left hand side. So shoot all those blue targets as soon as you start the wave. Literally as soon as it starts and it pops up, you can shoot it, because you can already pre-aim before the wave starts. So aim to that point, shoot them as soon as they pop up, and then focus on the red ones. By getting the blue targets first, you don't have to worry about those. You need to try and overlap targets where possible, as it saves you a little bit of time. Accuracy doesn't directly matter in this one, but obviously by shooting several targets at once, you increase your spare time and hence you get more bonus points. For some targets, especially at further ranges, you have to account for bullet drop and the time for bullets to travel there. So I recommend don't follow the targets around, because let's say a target moves to the right and then you aim to the right with it. By the time you shoot, the target will have moved, and then by the time the bullet travels there, the target is not where it originally was. So instead of following the targets around, you need to anticipate where they are, and you can know that because they've got very predictable patterns other than the blue ones. They'll either go like left, right, up, down, whatever it is. So if you know it's coming to the left, then overcompensate a little bit by going further to the left than it is at that point. As soon as it touches your crosshair, then shoot, because the bullet will get there in time and you'll get the target, rather than if you follow the target around and then while you're aiming at it then shoot, it will obviously move off. So try and anticipate where they are and shoot just before the target gets there or to the very side of it. You need to aim to shoot all targets and finish all waves with spare time, like I said, and that will get you the 4,400 point total to get the gold medal. You'll very quickly pick up where the targets are, what their patterns are, and you can get it done in no time. I recommend you follow the way I do it, but it doesn't have to be perfect that way. Do it however you want, but my strategy obviously does work, so feel free to use that if you want to, and feel free to check out the card on screen for that video. Moving on to day 4, Price's Alley. For this, you need to eliminate an endless series of enemy targets while avoiding civilian targets to maintain the combo for as long as possible, where each target gains you points. So basically, 4,000 points will get you the bronze medal, which will give you the peppered spray. 5,000 points will give you the silver medal, which will give you the Vuvuzela vehicle horn, and 6,000 points will give you the gold medal, which will give you the targeted emblem. The weapon you're using is the Renetti pistol, and it has 27 rounds per magazine. The ways to increase the points are basically a higher accuracy, so similar to the gun course, using less bullets to kill more targets. So if you overlap several enemy targets, that increases your accuracy. The higher the accuracy, the more bonus points at the end of the mission. Another way is that headshots will give you more points as well. So shooting a normal target will give you 100 points per kill, but shooting a target in the head will give you 150 points, so it's 50% more points per headshot. So definitely try and get headshots where you can, but don't sacrifice the accuracy to do that. There's also a blue bar at the bottom of the screen which shows the combo meter. You need to keep that filled up because it will drain very quickly, especially at the higher combo number. So the more kills you have consecutively as a combo, the quicker the bar drains. You need to keep it filled. Try to overlap targets. Be quick and accurate with your shots and reload at a sensible time, otherwise your gun might auto reload when you've run out of bullets in the magazine, and at that point the bar might be almost low, and then by that point you can't shoot any targets and you'll lose. So you just need to keep it as high as you can for as long as you can, and watch out for civilian targets, as each one you shoot loses you 400 points, which can rack up quickly to drain your score. So make sure not to panic fire when a target pops up, and make sure you don't shoot an enemy target unless you know there's no civilian behind it. Keep practicing, follow this strategy, use these tips, and you will get this done again, hopefully very quickly. Now finally, the last trial, day 5, the shooting range. You need to move around the King Gunfight map in order to shoot 40 still targets. This is quite tricky, but if you keep using the same exact strategy I use and follow the same pathway or a similar one, you'll be able to get it if you keep practicing in no time. At first I thought this was incredibly difficult, but the more you do this, the easier it gets. So keep practicing and you'll get it done. If you complete it within 50 seconds, you'll get yourself the bronze medal, which will give you a 45-minute double weapon XP token. For 40 seconds, it will give you the silver medal, which will give you the high jump sticker, and for 30 seconds it will give you the gold medal, which gives you the sporting precision marksman rifle blueprint for the MK2 carbine. And although the gold medal says you need to do it in 30 seconds, you can take longer if you're accurate, so you need to try and be as accurate as you can. If you've got a high accuracy that's close to 100%, maybe like 85, 90%, something like that, it will take up to about 5 seconds or just under off your final time, meaning that if you took say 34 seconds, it'd actually just be under 30 seconds. So really, even though it says 30 seconds, you can take about 35 seconds to complete it as long as you're accurate. Be aware of the time, but don't focus on it too much, basically. Now my recommended weapons would be the AK-47 and the M19 pistol. I'd change the AK-47 to single shot mode, so press left on the D-pad to change it to single shot, single fire mode, as this increases the accuracy. You're going to waste less bullets by spraying. I'd recommend you start with the AK-47, then switch to the pistol when your AK-47 magazine is used up. So basically you start with the AK-47 and end the course with the M19 pistol. Follow the same strategy I did in the video. I'd get the targets on the left that you can see first, and the ones straight ahead on the platform, and the ones to the right corridor. Make sure you get the ones in the walkway underneath the main platform. In the middle walkway of the main platform, there's 2 targets in either door that you look straight across at, so try and overlap those to increase your accuracy and speed, and get the 2 in the middle walkway, get the 3 in the right corridor at the other end, then shoot a few on the side of the main platform on the other end of the map, then run through, get the 2 ahead of you, get the 3 next to that, get the 2 to the right of that, and then rotate and get the last few on the platform. So basically you need to increase your speed, accuracy, and you need to become familiar with the targets, and that route is really the key to the success. Keep practicing to get familiar with the layout of the trial and the locations of the targets, and you can keep improving your time. Be aware of the time, like I said, but don't get bogged down with it too much, as it can be stressful. If there's any bits you're messing up, so for example you're missing a target, look out for the red outlines. If you take too long to find them, they'll outline the targets you've got left in red, so make sure you learn where those are and just keep practicing with the bit that you mess up at until you get it right. Once you've got it down and you start getting like silver medal, then all it just comes to is literally just refining that same strategy by doing it a little bit quicker, knocking off a second here, knocking off a second there, getting slightly more accurate. That's all it comes down to. So if you're kind of almost there, you think like, yes, I'm doing well at silver, I'm not quite gold, you just need to keep practicing. I know some people give up and just say, I can't do it, but if you keep doing that, you will do it, I promise you guys. I thought that yesterday and I got it done. Feel free to check out a more in-depth guide for that if you want. Again, there'll be a card on screen and there'll be a video in that playlist in the description for the Games of Summer event playlist, basically. So completing all those 5 trials will get you the Steeplechase blueprint for the grau. Looks pretty nice, but I feel like they could have added more rewards for sure. Like I feel like they could have added a few more double weapon XP or double XP tokens, or, you know, some other stuff. Some of the blueprints, some of the watches, whatever it could have been, because I feel like we got loads of emblems and calling cards and sprays, and I'm not going to use any of that. Some of the other stuff is nice, but yeah, I feel like there could be a few more rewards, but we'll see. I hope you found that useful. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps me out. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming model for videos. Check out that playlist in the description with the other Games of Summer event trials, and if you've got any other tips, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Best of luck with all these 5 trials, getting them gold before the event ends, and hopefully I'll see you all on my next video.